What's up, kitchen table wizards? What's up, deck brewers from all over the world? Long time ago, there was a deck called the Rock, and this deck was really crushing the tournament scene and was named after this guy. Well, it's time to brew around this iconic deck and give you a nice budget casual version of it. And if you like Trample, you better stick around because we're gonna trample our opponent.
We will give homage to the original rock deck by playing some mana creatures and a card called Natural Order. When you cast it, sacrifice a small green creature and search your library for a green creature like the Titanot Rex to slam into your opponent. Let's go! I just couldn't help myself to put a rock in our deck called the Rock. Yeah, sorry, Brainstorm is still a nice card draw spell, but we need to play 2 copies of Natural Order as an homage to the original Rock deck, and then some card draw, but also some mana draw, mana fixing. Traverse the Ulvenwald does both. And the Dryad's Revival is a great card to put stuff back from your graveyard to your hand. Ramping into our big creatures. We do this with some mana dorks. We play black and green, so Elves of Deep Shadow is our black mana producer, and the Findhorn Elves, they produce green mana. Greater Tanuki also can use its channel ability to get a basic land into play tapped, and it also has Trample. Neverwinter Dryad also is a 1/1 that can get us a basic forest. Now let's look at some other creatures. Goreclaw, Terror of Qual Sisma. He makes creature spells with power 4 cheaper, and whenever this legendary bear attacks, each creature you control with power 4 or greater gets +1/+1 and trample. Another legendary dude that likes big creatures is Surrak. At the beginning of combat, if creatures you control have power 8 or greater, target creature gains haste. Now Trample is very important in this deck, that's why we need to play this Proud Wild Bonder. Creatures you control with Trample you may have this creature assign its combat damage as though it weren't blocked. The Rock decks always had a little bit of graveyard synergies, so we play 2 copies of this Grim Flare, a good card with Trample in the early game. Genesis is also good to get some cards back from the graveyard into your hand, and as we build around Trample, we need to include a copy of Brawn. When this one is in your graveyard and you control a forest, all creatures gain Trample. Now on to the big ones. We will start with Old One Eye. This is a 6/6 that gives all creatures Trample, and when it enters it also creates a 5/5. Another one that loves Trample is the Aggressive Mammoth. This one is an 8/8, also giving all creatures Trample. And then there's Surrak And Goreclaw. Both together, all creatures have Trample. And whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on it and it gains haste. Now with this deck we want to go big, so what about the Rampaging Brontodon, a 7/7 that when it attacks it gains +1/+1 for each land you control. Another big one with Trample is the Giant Ankhag. It's a 8/8 with Ward. And of course we need to play the Titanot Rex and 11/11 with Trample. But the biggest of them all, of course, is Yargle and Multani. Normally a 18/6 vanilla creature, but in this deck he has Trample a lot of the times. And we're trampling on with Gaia's Gift. This is a great protection spell that gives our creatures Trample. Another one is great in this deck. It's called Garruk's Uprising, an enchantment. You will draw a lot of cards with it, and of course it gives your creatures Trample, like Garruk Unleashed, the planeswalker of this deck. And the next one is an enchantment. It also gives Trample to our big creatures. It's called Glorious Sunrise, but you could also use it to gain life or draw cards. Now let's look at some removal. We start with the Blood Chief's Thirst, great in killing small creatures or later planeswalkers as well. Sheoldred's Edict is also a great flexible removal card in our deck. And now some multicolor ones like Death Sprout, destroy target creature and search your library for a basic. Then Putrefy, it can kill an artifact or a creature. And the next one is very important, Ram Through. With this one you can have target creature you control deal damage equal to its power to another creature, but excess damage goes to the face of the player. Now, as this deck is still an homage to the rock, we need to play a copy of Pernicious Deeds for our mass removal, and another rock, another stone, the Oblivion Stone, our second mass removal spell in this deck. To finish off, let's have a look at our lands. We play 6 swamps and we play 10 forests. We also play the Pathway land of black and green. And of course we need to play more multicolor lands like Llanowar Wastes. We play a copy also of the Temple of Malady. And another copy of this one, Woodland Cemetery. The Rogue's Passage is great in the deck to give a big creature unblockable, and we can search for a basic land with the Terramorphic Expanse. Some card draw is always good, and for that we play a copy of Hunter's Maze as we play more green than black. The last card in our deck is the Hissing Quagmire. I really hope you have enjoyed this deck, this trampling rock deck that you can build for under 60 bucks. It's a lot of fun. Thank you for staying till the end, and as always, keep it casual, guys. Take care, bye bye.